She's empty. It's the fuel guy fueling me up. Well, he's really not the fuel guy. He's like the everything guy. He's the yeah, he's the yard boss. He runs the yard, which is cool. I need to get my sunglasses. I didn't know the sun was coming out today. About 4, 5 inches of snow up my house. Nothing down here. An hour ride south. No snow. Zero. Zero snow. Nobody's up. Nobody's up this morning. No one working. Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas to everybody coming into the live stream. Hopefully you were good and Santa comes to your house today, drops you off some grease and some rags so you can grease your machines. Finally got my tracks clean. Took a while. We had a big rainstorm come through last week, and it just destroyed the yard. And then I wasn't going to shovel the tracks in the rain with the mud, but then it got cold over the weekend, and yeah, you know what happens. Tracks get frozen. Well, not the tracks, but the dirt on the tracks get frozen. So I shoveled them this morning. Gonna have to shovel them again later on today, but that's okay. The hard, crusty shit is gone, so I don't have to worry about that. The fuck is right up in your screen right now. Say hello to the bucket. Smash. You would think it would hit the cab. Although there is evidence out there, depending on the attachment and how big the bucket is, you can make contact with the cab. So you have to be very, very careful. And I say careful, my accent and the way I say it sounds strange. I noticed that on the last video I uploaded about, I think it was safety. Um, yeah, my accent and the way I say things and pronounce things, lack of lack of pronouncing correctly. Yeah, I know. Trust me, I get it. All right, back up the mountain we go. The mountain of slop of processed loom that we need to stack. Let's climb, climbing, and slipping. These tracks are going to be full. By the time I get off this friggin' pile, tracks are full. Get that bucket out of the way so you guys can see a little bit better. Climbing. Still climbing. Gotta fix this ramp right here, right in front of us. I don't like the way it looks. It's not properly designed right. Let's fix this. Even though it's going to be moved about 86 times, still like to try to fix it a little bit. Need a new case. I got a mic coming, should be here today. So instead of using my Bluetooth, I'll be using the mic. Hopefully it sounds way better. We're going to do a test run. I'm going to make a test video once I get it charged up. It's Bluetooth. Gotta love it. Technology. All right, back. Sorry about that. Yeah, phone calls take priority. I should live stream on a separate device. I think that might be something in the future I'm going to start doing, but it is hard to live stream when you're out and about. Live streaming at home, I got a tablet, but then the tablet's not connected to Wi-Fi, and then you don't have the ability to do that. So hopefully the audio is back. I don't know if anybody can let me know if the audio is back. That'd be great. Thank you. Just to make sure you still got me. What happens is a phone call comes through, and I can't like shut notifications off or go into like airplane mode to do lives because then I don't have cellular data and yada yada yada. So you know what happens. Well, some people do. Some people just watch YouTube. They don't make videos. That's okay. Up into the hill of the sun. The sun's gonna get blasted. right in front of you. Here she comes. Big old sunball. Absolutely, Chad. Union don't have it off. Enjoy the live stream this morning, my friend. I have tomorrow off. I do have tomorrow off with pay. So we get Christmas off. And yeah, no Christmas Eve. But hopefully we should be out of here about a half a day. We'll get out of here. We'll get out of here, work 4 hours, 5 hours maybe, max. And we'll get paid for 8. So there is some benefits. But yes, no, we don't have the day off. But we have the day off tomorrow with pay. So can't complain. Listen, the sun's shining. Easy work. Just stacking the loom today. Sun shining. I don't have my sunglasses. I'm already squinting. I'll have a headache by the end of the day. I'll go get my sunglasses afterwards. But yeah, if you guys can see, we're on the other side of the screening plant. So this is where all the good stuff goes. The stuff that they'll sell or use on different jobs. This is it right here. We're continuing to stack and spread out. So again, Merry Christmas to everybody coming in the live stream. I hope you guys are around friends, families, and loved ones. And if you're not, try to make the best of the holiday as best you can. Whatever that might be, what you do, whatever makes you happy. If you're not around friends or family or relatives or anything like that, do whatever makes you happy on this holiday season, especially for holiday now, which is tomorrow. So, and if you don't celebrate Christmas, that's okay too. Yep. So basically, we just keep stacking. Yeah. So no Christmas Eve off for me. I'm sure there is companies that will take it off, but this company that I work for currently is it's too large for them to make it a company-wide thing, and it's a lot of money that the companies would eat if they took 2 days off. Now the office, I don't know. Not my problem, not my deal. And I'm not worried about everybody else. I'm just worried about my situation. And actually, I got a video coming up that kind of touches on that, and that'll probably come out maybe I'll drop it Saturday, because I just dropped a video a day ago. So I like to leave a few days in between. I don't have no set schedule. I just drop videos when I want to and when I've seen fit. But I have a few in the cannon ready to be launched out. But the next one's going to be talking about not being afraid or not being scared of the unknown about changing up jobs. So, and then we do touch on that, basically tend to your own garden. That's a huge thing to do when you're in this industry. Because we've already had a few videos talking about the positive things, and there's much more positive than negative, but there is going to be, I don't even say so much negative, it'd be more like, cautionary stuff maybe. So, if the sun's not shining where you are right now watching this, you're welcome. There's a little bit of sun ray for you, for your viewing pleasure. It's not good for the camera, but yeah, I figured I'd go live stream on Christmas Eve, say hi to some of the subscribers and say hi to some new people, pop in and out. They might be interested in something like this, running equipment. This is the perfect channel for you if you like this stuff. And got some warmth going on in the cab. Turn the heat down. Yes, sir. Full of fuel. The machine feels sluggish though this morning. I'll tell you that. It seems sluggish. Don't know why though. The pile of tailings we just flew by on your screen. They're off in the distance. Those will be used as fill eventually. Right there, right underneath the bucket. Those will be sold or given away for free and use a backfill somewhere. You don't want to use that for like pop though. top side of doing any type of backfilling. It's not good. You want to bury that 10 feet deep and then come up with some better stuff, you know, for the last 2 feet. Yeah, absolutely. That's the stuff you're going to want to use. And the stuff I'm baling is the stuff that grows the grass and garden beds. Good morning, Jimmy. What's happening, buddy? If the sun ain't shining where you are, it sure is on your screen right now. Thanks for chiming in. Merry Christmas. Figured I'd pop in, do a quick live stream. Yes, I am working on Christmas Eve, and most people are. Most. We don't get this, it's not a holiday. We get tomorrow off, though, with pay. Be with family, friends, relatives. And if you're not with family, friends, and relatives, make the best of it and do whatever makes you happy. So how many in the chat listen to Christmas music? I am one of those dudes that put on the 60s, 50s, and 60s Christmas music. I love it. My sons are both 12 years old, and they love it. They actually ask for it. Yes, Merry Christmas. Yep, Hoppington. We are absolutely, Jim. Yeah, we don't get days off, my man. You know how it goes. I had a subscriber in here, Chad. He's in the chat. He's a good dude. He was curious that he was wondering why we didn't have Christmas Eve off, but he said the company I work for currently right now is too large to do that. I'm sure job to job they might do a little early day, and hopefully that's how it is where I am right now in the yard. And beat feet at noon. Hopefully get paid for the 8 and skate and get out of here. See you later, bye, and see you Friday. And yes, we are working Friday. We're working Friday. Will it be a productive day Friday after Christmas? Highly doubtful. And that's probably for the whole industry as a whole if you have to work Friday after Christmas. So, that's for sure. You get any snow out in Hopkinton there, Jimmy? No snow here. That's exactly right, Jim. That's what I tell people in my long form videos. I had a video just talking about that, the benefits of being in the union, and trying to get the younger generation to understand it ain't bad to work with your hands, and that's the way you should do it anyways if you don't go to college. Is there such a thing as side work in your trade? Do you have trouble or doing it or getting in your local? So there's a couple things. Yes and no. So yes, you can do side work. Can a union operator run equipment outside of the union? Simple of the answer is yes and no. So let me explain that as best I can. You can run a piece of equipment if you start your side business and you want to do like septic tanks or whatever you want to do. I don't care what you want to do. Take down trees with an excavator. Yes, you can. You can go buy yourself a machine, run it, and everything like that. Now, there's a stipulation. Say you're laid off and you want to go work for your buddy. Yeah, you know, there's gray lines there. You could probably get away with it. You probably don't want to be in the books, but whatever. You really do not want to sign on like a payroll and work a non-union, which they call them scab rat companies because they're not union. But I've talked to people in depth about it. If the company that you're working for, and you're trying to provide for your family now, remember this, is not taking away union work, again, there's that gray area. I say you're allowed to work for that company, as long as you're not taking a union job away. Listen, there's a lot of rules and regulations when you get to this union situation, and again, it's a navigational thing that you have to come across with yourself as a person. There's 3 to 4 different types of guys that are in the union. I'm not going to get into it here on the live stream. We can make a video about it, and I do have that coming up in the future, talking about, you know, rated work versus union work versus pay work. But yeah, long story short of it, you can run equipment outside of working for the union. But I suggest that you do not work on the books for a company that is basically taking union work away, basically. I don't know if that kind of explains it a roundabout way. Second year, yeah, in the electric union. Yes, Chad, you told me that last live stream, buddy. Appreciate here in the contract that I'm with. I'm on a 4-10 schedule. We are off 5 days this week. Goddamn right, take that, man. As long as it was signed in the agreement, the 4-10s, fucking take that deal. I got a buddy working for another signatory contractor in the New England area, and they've been around a long time. And what they did, you know, you probably talked to me 10 years ago. I probably would have said, you got to be careful with that. But you know, it all depends on what they agree upon. So yes, if that 410 schedule is agreed upon and everyone's happy with it, and whatever else the powers that be, that's the way to do it, man. Take advantage of it, enjoy it, and again, as long as everyone's okay with the doing the 410s, and that basically states that there's no overtime in the 10-hour shift. It's a straight 40, and you get that day off. And local 4, at least in my area of the operating engineers, we do have that in our contract where it has to be agreed upon before the job starts. And that's just the way the cookie crumbles. But a lot of guys do like that 410 to get that Friday off to have the long weekend. So. My son is a 4th-year generation. This is the best move. Absolutely, Jimmy. I'm 2nd year. My dad did 18 years operating engineers at the International, and I am 2nd generation, and I'm trying to set up. I'm not going to push it down their throat, but both my boys are 12, and my involvement in the union is hopefully, if they want to go down this avenue, could potentially be 3rd generation. And like Jimmy just said, he's 100% right. The guys that don't understand it, whether they're a company guy or a hall guy, it's all the same when it comes to this. And they can all contest. It's the best move that you can make for your family and long term. You know, there's a lot of guys that work week to week. But there's a lot of guys, that can work month to month. But by the time you get in your 50s, and then you hit your 60s, you got 7 years before you retire. You're going to look back and be thankful that you made the jump. And you know this, Chad, working in the electric union, and you're young, but you're going to realize this by the time you're in your 40s. And it was the best choice you ever made. And you can always have this, God forbid you want to go do it on your own. I'm not saying God forbid, but if you want to go take this career and do it on your own, you always have this to come back to as an electrician. Electricians and plumbers, I feel, have a little bit more opportunity to venture on their own. To be an operator, you have to have a lot of overhead. You got to buy the truck. You have to have the CDL to haul the truck and trailer and machine. So there's a lot more overhead. An electrician, you guys got to kind of pretty dick with the get your van, get your tools, and then you can go do side gigs and still be in the union. That's kind of nice, And I know plumbers and electricians. I had another phone call come through. I don't know if the audio is still working. I'm not sure if you did a topic about this, but can you make a video about the misconception about trades? Yeah, that's coming that's coming up down the pipeline, Chad, because I was just trying to, like, put the positive before the negative. But yeah, that is thank you, Chad. That is coming up down the pipeline for sure, man. I kind of just touched on it on a video that I just finished editing last night. No, this morning. Anyways, I gotta post that. I might post that this weekend. We'll see. But yeah, about switching jobs, and I did touch on a little bit of things in that video. It's a 10-minute video. Yeah, but that's coming down the pipeline for sure, buddy. I got some topics written down in my notes. I'm gonna put you guys back down on the windshield so I can continue doing. Another phone call. Jesus. Another phone call. Yeah, but I got a video coming down the pipeline that's going to kind of touch base on a lot of those things about, etiquette, how to carry yourself in a workplace, all that other stuff. Because there is, it isn't, listen, not everything is sunshine and rainbows. Tracks are definitely stuffed. I already know it. Bucket a little smack. Shoot. Wonder if I should, I'm going to do something real quick. I just saw it as I was trying to look to comment. Let me see. Start a poll. I like it. Start poll. It'll be fun. I drink my coffee black. I've drank my coffee. Yeah, it's drank, not drunk. I've drank my coffee black since I started drinking coffee. Oh, I take that back. When I started drinking coffee, I started drinking it regular. And as I continued to drink coffee, it almost tasted like drinking a Snickers bar. So I weaned myself off the sugar and cream, and now I don't. Like, people think I'm crazy. I drink. If you want to know where good coffee shops are, besides Dunkin' Donuts in my neck of the woods, which I refuse to drink Dunkin' Donuts. That's like the last on my list. I know where good coffee is, so for the most part. And no, I don't drink Starbucks. So, me, coffee, black. Interested to see if anyone else drinks black coffee. Yes, sir. Nice. I gotta figure out, you know what, I'm gonna like piggyback and double back on this. I think that's what's gonna end up happening. Bring back this bring back this shelf, I think, a little bit. Some room down here. Get you guys perched up. About 9 o'clock, I'll wrap it up. So about another half hour, we'll hang out. Get you straight up. What you saying, buddy? I don't drink coffee and gyro, but when I do with cream and sugar, yeah, so like a regular, even though I'm 31, I try to stay away from caffeine as much. You know what? Listen, Chad. If you don't drink alcohol like me, which I don't regularly, have some caffeine and it'll all right. It's all right. I got 11 years on you, so by the time you're my age, you might be thinking differently. Helps me wake up. Sometimes when I don't have my coffee, I end up getting headaches, which is not good because I know that means I'm dependent on caffeine. But I only one a day. I know guys that drink coffee all day long. Can't do that. One coffee a day, and then water. Lots of water. Now, has anybody in the chat ever wanted to run heavy equipment, or are they just interested in construction in general? I know I got my my normal guys that check in and stuff like that. They're kind of in the trade, but if anybody's popping in and out of here on this Wednesday morning, yeah, Wednesday, Christmas Eve. If you find this channel, let me know. Are you interested in a construction? And if so, what line of construction are you interested in? Something to chit chat about. Yeah, I hear that, Chad. I was that for a long time, my friend. I'm not gonna say straight edge, but I think the most I ever did when I was younger was smoke a little bit of the reefer, and I didn't like the way I felt on that. It was more like peer pressure back in the day when I was much younger. It's before I basically really got into this industry, CDL, this, that, and the other thing, way before that, and I just didn't like it, and maybe it was more peer pressure and just kind of like trying to fit in, but that's a bunch of crock of crap. I drank alcohol, but I was capable of drinking 3 beers and be done with it. I think I've been drunk like once, twice maybe, if that. So yeah, I don't really do it now. I think it's just empty calories. But the nicotine, yes, I do nicotine. So, I shouldn't, but I do. Caffeine and nicotine. And it's not good. I think it's actually aged me. We're looking at pictures and got more wrinkles. So you're better off, dude. Smart man. I was for a long time until I wasn't. But that's good on you. That stuff will sometimes that turns into bad habits. And everybody's got bad habits. So you don't need to add to them if you don't have to. That's kind of how I look at it. Oh, that sun feels nice coming through that glass, boy. Have you heard of the union pay scale.com? I have not. I'll have to look that up. I was always under the impression that the Davis-Bacon pay is basically put in place because of the union scale and how that works. But every trade is slightly different when it comes to what they pay and what they agreed upon in their CBA. So, like, the electricians might be different than the plumbers or the steam fitters, and the steam fitters are different than the iron workers, and so on and so forth. So no, but I have not heard of that. I might have to visit that website now. I have not heard of that. But I think most general union pages online, you could just go to them and check what the rate is. It's all public knowledge. And I think the Davis-Bacon pay is public knowledge as well. So it's nothing. There's no secrets when it comes to that. hence why they got a website just dedicated to it, like you just put in the chat. So that'd be interesting for somebody that is looking to get in the union to visit that website and actually see what the so I appreciate you, Chad, putting that in there. See what the pay scale is for different union trades, especially if you're really considering making that jump from a privatized company that may not appreciate your skills, or you need to make more money and you got to figure out a way to do it. And I've said in a video a while ago, maybe like 2 months ago, I posted it about there's a lot of avenues you can take, but for us, it's either if you want to make the most money you can, it's either own a business, start your own business, or get into the union. Or you can find rated work. That's another video topic I'm going to touch base on. And the only reason why they have rated work in the Davis-Bacon Pay Act, which was under attack 2 years ago with the administration. Again, not getting into politics. That's not this channel is at all. No politics, no religion. But that was under attack. But the only reason why the Davis-Bacon Pay exists for rated work, is because of the unions. A lot of people don't know that. And the workers' rights and stuff like that. There's a lot of benefits. Just like one of my subscribers early on the chat, I think he had to take off, but he said so. He said it very short, sweet, and dry. It's the best decision you'll ever make doing it. Unless you go, own your own business. And I got nothing against entrepreneurial people. I have that bug in me, but it just kind of went this way for me, and and that's just the way it went for me. And there's still always an opportunity to make that jump, because I know there's multiple people out there that have made that jump, that have started their own business and been very successful. So, kind of envious a little bit of those people that take that chance, that are willing to take that chance. Especially if you don't have any kids. That's the perfect time to take those chances when you're young. It's hard when you're in your pushing 50 to make those changes in life. You have more to lose when you're older and have more responsibility. When you're younger, you have more of a chance to recover, because you have more time on your hands. You have more time on your side, I should say, not on your hands. Yep, it's a good source of information for young guys looking to join. Absolutely. That's right, man. Good comment right there, man. 100%. That's speaking to the kids coming out of high school, not knowing what the hell they want to do with their lives, instead of going to college to get that criminal justice degree and not use it at all. My wife said it best. My wife's a bookkeeper. She works for multiple companies, and she's full-time she's the head office administrator at her full-time job, and she does part-time stuff on the side. But she said so her best. She went to school, she got a degree, and she was paying student loans all the way into her, I think she's still almost done paying them now. But anyways, it's like sometimes that degree that you get, you don't even utilize it in the workplace. Not all the times. I'm sure there is instances where people do use their college degree, but not all the time. And then you're stuck with this payment from college. And to tell the younger generation, male or female, the females have been more prevalent in the blue-collar world when it comes to trades, and a lot of people like them because they're willing to learn. They don't have bad habits, and sometimes they're almost better workers. Sometimes depends on the situation that they're doing. So that's good for them. That's good on them. Hey, listen, we need the people. There's a huge shortage of blue-collar workers right now in every trade. So I don't, as long as you're willing to put in the hard work, man, I say you belong, and that's that. Oh, I'm dreading shoveling these tracks. Dreading it. Gotta get done, though. Gotta get done. What do you think about union guys who open their own shop and go non-union employees and not? Well, listen, the union isn't for everybody. I in the short amount of time, this is my 10th year. 2026 will be 10 years going in. I've known guys that I still talk to that have left the union. Just sometimes it's not for them. Sometimes they don't understand the ins and outs. Sometimes they're just not happy, and they go back to their old job or they start their own business. And hey, listen. This isn't going to be for everybody. It is what's the way I can put it to people that don't understand is what you put into your union is what you get out of it. It's pretty simple, you know. You could be a union dude, a union guy or woman. You can be a union member and not be involved. You know, I'm not saying be involved. You get what you get what you what you put in, you get out of it. So I feel as though there's a lot of opportunities if you choose the path that is going to benefit you. So, am I against the guy that starts his own thing and his book better go on the shelf and he better not be doing stuff behind the scenes? You're either in or out. You're in or out. And that's fine. If you tried it out, didn't work out, you think you could do it on your own, hey, God will, go do your thing. But there is guys out there that do that, get their 1,000 hours and beat feet. It is what it is. If you're talented, I guess you can get away with it maybe, which is a weird subject to talk about, but I know things like that happen, but I don't know if it's talked about, and I don't know enough about it to really elaborate either on it, so it's hard for me to digress that. But at least on this simple fact that if it doesn't work out for you and you go back to your regular, wherever you came from, or you go start your own business, hang your book up, you tried it out, and it is what it is. You can't knock the guy can't knock the guy for trying it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Chad, you got to kind of do what's best for you and your family. Things change, people move, things happen in life that make you almost have to change things, and sometimes it's awesome when those things change, and sometimes it's not. And again, some guys, I know guys that only know how to do one thing, and it's tough, and then they get put in the seat. I can only speak for operating engineers, and then you're kind of locked into that area, and I'm very fortunate when I was a younger man that I learned how to run multiple pieces of equipment. Now, can you stuff me in a crane and me be productive right now as I stand today? Not really. Can I lift up things and move things and swing them around? Sure. Am I going to be productive? No, I'm not going to be productive in a crane, and I know that. Will I be productive in any piece of dirt equipment? I can hold my own, I'll tell you right now, and that's the reason why I'm working my 10th year. So, and the union is kind of funky with that stuff. They will wean out the people that aren't. At least I can speak for operating engineers. Being an electrician or a carpenter or a plumber, you can pick things up and learn pretty quick. Same thing with operating though. Everyone has the same mindset when you're an operator. We're all very similar, and multitask and pick things up, and if you're willing to learn, you will it will work out for you in the long run, as far as I'm concerned. Can a guy open up his own union shop while keeping his union ticket? Good question, Chad. I think that's a wicked fuzzy area. I don't even have an answer on that. But if I had to speculate, if your intentions are to open up your own shop and then sign with the union, I bet you if you speak with the union, they would be okay with that. But if your intentions are to double dip and do your own thing and then use the union, pretty sure no matter what trade you're in, if they found that out, pretty sure they bring you up against the e-board and find out why you're trying to do that and what's your intentions and what's the premise behind that. If I had to guess, I don't know. I don't have an answer for that one, to be honest with you, but I don't. Good question, though. Good question. Probably going to have about 6 yards of wet, slimy room to clean. Not looking forward to it. That's all right though. Listen, it's not super cold. We didn't get snow down here. Can't complain. Hang out for another 15 minutes, boys and girls. Merry Christmas. If you're just checking in on a live stream, Hope you have a good holiday. Christmas Eve 2025. I can't believe we're almost done with this year. It's crazy. So, can't believe it. Do your local even have union meetings? When was the last time you went to one? I didn't go to this last month. I went to October. I usually go to almost all my meetings. Yes, we have them every month, once a month. Third Wednesdays of every month we have our meetings, and yes, I do. I do normally go to them. As of right now, the last couple months and into January and February, I'm a basketball coach for my son's rec league, and we have practice every Wednesday. So I will not be going to January's meeting and potentially February's meeting. But after that, I'll start going back to my union. Yes, I am involved. I'm not heavily involved, but I am involved in my union. Yes, yes. Again, like I said, you put into this union what you get out of it. Yeah, I know everybody in my hall. Yep. A lot of the company guys don't like that, and I don't talk about that with the companies that I work for. I come to work, I do my job, I give them 110%, and I go home. Get my 40 and run. Yeah, but meetings are fun. Sometimes they're longer than others. They give you information. They tell you a lot of things. You can meet a lot of guys. It's a good place to get your name out there and build a relationship with the hall. And like I said, 10 years now, I've worked out of the hall. I've always gotten work from the hall. And a lot of guys can say that don't go to the hall because, you know, they don't look at it that way. And that's okay to them too. They got to do what they got to do. And if that's what it's what they do. I'd be, you know, I wouldn't have started this channel probably 8 years ago. I wouldn't have. It would have been a much different outlook, you know. I got nothing bad to say about the guys that work for 25, 30 years for a company. You know, good on them. As long as they're happy and they get what they need to get done, that's all that matters at the end of the day. Me, I just go about it a little bit differently. But I do like to share my knowledge. You know, I try not to get too, you know, there is a lot of things behind the scenes that you have to be part of this group, just like any other trade. And that stuff is left for, you know, certain ears. So I can give you as much information as I can without being completely, you know, I'm very transparent on this page, very honest. And but if this is stuff that I can't talk about, I will definitely, obviously not talk about it, but I will let you know that I can't speak about that too. So I know certain information, you know, should be public. So I'm one of the few apprentices in my local that even listen to me. That is that will make your career much easier. Like I said, the video that the long form, it's only a 10-minute video. The video that I'm going to be posting probably this Saturday. I'm going to let my other video kind of marinate and see if any if it gets some views. I don't care if it gets 10 views or, you know, I've had videos with 500 views and 10 views. It is what it is. But I probably will post it this Saturday, and it basically touches on switching jobs. Basically, that's the title of the video. And when you have a guy that has never been involved in the union or even know what the business agent looks like or the business manager or whoever, you don't know anybody. It's very hard to leave a company and go find another company to work for because you don't have that avenue of help. You know, those guys are elected officers put in place that we elect and that we pay through, you know, our CBA and our dues payment and all that other stuff. And the guys that don't have that avenue to use are makes it very difficult to them to change up companies, especially if they're unhappy at a company. You know, again, that's another video. I did touch base on that, but I'm sure there's more videos coming down the pipeline, kind of you know, getting more talking about that subject. Again, you know, I'll reiterate: you put into this union what you get out of it. You know. But that's good for you. It keeps you informed. It gets your name out there, a face to the name, and keeps you going. And if something, you know, if you ever get laid off from that company, you have a good opportunity of going back out sooner than later than most guys that will sit. You know, I learned that from generational things. You know, guys with the gray hair and people that came before me. for another like 8 minutes or so. 9 o'clock, we'll wrap it up. Man, this stuff is heavy. Moisture content. Holy moly. Wet sticky. It looks like clay almost. Well, not quite like clay, but stuff is heavy. Buddy, don't know what's underneath that cone down below. I know you guys can't see it on your screen, but there's like a traffic dial down below. I don't want to bury that. Know what's underneath there. I don't want to find out the hard way. It's going to be only David doing. Got snow buried. You can still see it. A little bit of snow. Dirt's a good insulator, believe it or not. That's why the ground stays warm after like 4 feet in the wintertime. The frost, you get 4 feet of frost, and then underneath it's not frozen anymore. Man, this stuff is sticky. Oh, no. Yeah, but that new mic, I'm very interested to get it. It should be coming today. Got it off the Jungle website, Amazon. So I'm going to definitely test that out when I get home, if I have time. I'm going to charge it up and do a little test video and see how it sounds. I bet you the quality is going to be much, much better. I should have bought that a long time ago for my main channel, especially when I'm under the hood and working underneath vehicles. That would have been killer to have that mic. That's my bad. I'm going to put more effort into better quality videos for you guys, especially on this baby channel that we're growing together. And definitely will help my other channel too, for sure. So that's coming. And I got a bunch of parts coming up for the Ranger project. That's on my main channel. If you're into automotive content, go check that out. Gasoline Garage. A lot of content on that channel, automotive related. You can see a different side of my hobbies, what I like to do besides picking up dirt and putting it down. Still want to take that curse out of there. We will. Almost 9 o'clock, boys and girls. Eastern Standard Time, sun shining, Christmas Eve. Santa's coming tonight. I hope you were good. Don't get cold. So if you get cold, that means you're a bad mofo. You messed up. So enjoy Christmas. I hope you're spending it with family and friends and loved ones. And if you're not, whatever makes you happy, do that. Because at the end of the day, that's all that really matters. As long as we're happy. So I'm going to cut the live stream now before another phone call comes through, which I'm expecting one around 9 o'clock. Unless we got one more question we can ask. Chad, Merry Christmas. Jimmy, I know you're not here. Merry Christmas. I just made a couple more moderators. You guys have been here basically since the first live stream. So Merry Christmas. You're moderators. And we'll see you guys on the next live. The new video should be dropping maybe this Saturday. Go check out my latest video I just dropped. I think it was winter gear, talking about winter gear and what you should prepare about for winter. Stay hydrated, all that stuff. Go check that video out. You might like that. But we're almost at the hour mark, and I'm gonna fly. Again, Merry Christmas to everybody. And I might do another live stream before the New Year's. So keep an eye out. Hit that notifications bell. And if you like construction stuff, and especially heavy equipment stuff, this might be the channel you might like. So again, subscribe, notifications bell so you don't miss videos coming up, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Stay dirty. Merry Christmas.